you
Yes.
get it back up within a
Yeah,
month?
we, with the supplier, we have enough parts, and this thing is not obsolete, yes, thank God. So we have those things in New Jersey, and we're ready to go.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Myers?
So, you say it's not obsolete, so this is a repair to a unit or a brand-new unit?
Well, it'll be a brand-new computer in there, and of course, and a communication card. So the PLC, the brains of the unit is gonna be brand new in the box. But basically, it's the same Aquaray setup, but it'll be all new controller.
Okay, okay. And
Ms.
this is
Ms.
the
Harmon?
PLC.
I just have a question. I know when you first started talking, you said we are waiving bidding because there's only one supplier. Is it a piece of equipment that is manufactured by Suez, or is it?
Well, they own the company now. It's Ozonia is the original brand of this unit, which is, we have the Aquaray 40 unit setup, but Suez is a large French company that's bought up a lot of wastewater products, so they're the owner of the product at this time.
Okay, so it's not that there isn't another provider or another place that you could purchase it, it's just they own that piece of equipment.
Well, UV systems are all proprietary, so even the sockets, the plugs, so they basically have set it up to where if you're running a Trojan, you're going to Trojan, you're running a Ozonia, you have to go that way. So there's only 2 suppliers of UV bulbs in the world at this point.
And this one in New Jersey, and this one is in New Jersey, correct?
Yes, that's the location. And it's, once you're settled in, you basically, you cannot get these parts anywhere else. That's why there's no use to bid.
Okay, so then the next question is, when this is repaired, or when you get your new parts, what is the time frame or the life left on that equipment?
Well, we'll have it. We think we can get with this setup, this one was 13 years. We can do better. Now, we think this should give you a 20-year life if this thing is.
So you're looking at an additional 20 or 7 additional?
No, 20 from this point, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because we're basically, with the controller, we're basically starting over. And so, we'll have, I think, a 3-year warranty, but like I said, this was original equipment on this plant, so it's been in 13 years. And there was some learning curve, originally maintenance and this and that. So we can almost guarantee we'll do better than this 13 years.
Okay, and then the last question I have is efficiency on this unit as compared to a new unit. If we're going to say we're going to keep it for another 20 years, is it going to be efficient compared to what something new out there would be?
Well, there is, for a lot more cost, there is more efficient options, but this is basically going to be about 50% more efficient than what we had, the way we're going to be able to run this. So there will be a savings there. So with what we're putting, it's a good investment.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, I'd just like to clarify, are you buying parts that the Public Works Department is then going to use to fix the equipment, or are they actually sending down people to fix the equipment?
Well, we'll do the bulbs and stuff, but the actual programming will have to be done by them, yes. And of course, they can do, with one workman, and then they can go online and
Right.
program this out. But for that warranty, they will have to program it and set it up, and which is a good thing.
Right. So if we read it 3 times and do the emergency clause tonight, what's the timeline for it being repaired?
Well, I'm hoping 30 days at the most, yes. So we got everything kind of set up. The parts are in New Jersey. We had some that we already got in, some bulbs and stuff. So we're saying 30 days.
Okay.
Mr. Meyer?
What were the PLCs that you installed last year?
Those were the actual controlling the plant itself, the timings of the SBR.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
so they
thanks.
were actually a little more complicated, but But we're talking over 10,000 just on this PLC, which shocked me.
Doesn't shock me at all.
Mr. Thomas?
Then I would move to assign this ordinance a number and read it for the first time.
Second.
Okay, any further comments, questions? Okay, got a motion to assign this a number and read it on first reading. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
The ordinance number will be 2298, an ordinance to waive bidding for repair of UV equipment for city sewer plant and declaring an emergency. Whereas the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas is in need of repairs to be made to certain UV equipment used by the city sewer system, and whereas the Public Works Department researched the cost and availability of acquiring the needed parts for and repairs to the unit and determined that the current unit can be affordably repaired, and whereas this is a proprietary type of equipment, and whereas it is the recommendation of the Public Works Department that the city contract with its current provider, Suez Treatment Solutions Incorporated, 600 Willow Tree Road, Leonia, New Jersey, 07604. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Section 1, the requirements for competitive bidding in the acquisition of the needed parts and repair are and shall hereby be waived to allow the purchase of the needed parts and repairs from Suez Treatment Solutions Incorporated. Section 2, cost shall hereby be accepted up to $40,000 to allow for timely purchase and repair. Section 3, all ordinances and resolutions and parts thereof in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. In the event any one or more of the provisions contained in this ordinance shall for any reason be held by a court of competent jurisdiction to be invalid, illegal, or unenforceable in any respect, such invalidity, illegality, or unenforceability shall not affect the remaining provisions of this ordinance, and this ordinance shall be construed as if invalid, illegal, or unenforceable provision or provisions had never been contained herein.
Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, I move to pass ordinance number 2298 on its first reading.
Second.
Mr. Thomas made motion, and who was second?
Terry.
Mr. McClung? All right, discussion? All right. All those in favor of passing ordinance 2298, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Mr. Thomas?
I move to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 2298 by title only on its second reading.
Second.
Any comments? Ms. Snyder?
Is it 2298 or 2398?
22.
2298.
Okay. Bob, he said 23.
I said 22, is that not correct?
I thought you said.
It is 2298.
2298.
All right.
I thought you said 3.
All right, we got a motion and a second to read this by title only.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes.
Ms. Harmon?
Yes.
6-0. Ordinance number 2298, ordinance to waive bidding for repair of UV equipment for the city sewer plant and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Thomas?
I move to approve ordinance number 2298 on its second reading.
Second.
Mr. Thomas made a motion, and Mr. Klung seconded to approve it on second reading. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, so moved. Mr. Thomas?
I move to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 2298 on its third reading by title only.
Second.
Is that Mr. Myers?
Yes?
Okay. Motion by Mr. Thomas, second by Mr. Meyer to read for title only, third reading.
Ms. Harmon?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
6-0. Ordinance number 2298, an ordinance to waive bidding for repair of UV equipment for city sewer plant and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Thomas.
I move to approve ordinance number 2298 on its third reading.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Thomas made motion to approve on third reading. Ms. Harmon second.
Ms. Harmon?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes?
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
6-0.
Okay, Mr. Thomas.
I move to read the emergency clause.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes?
Ms. Harmon?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
6-0. Emergency clause, section 4. The city council, upon the recommendation of the Public Works Department of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, finds that because of the needs to continue proper sewage treatment services, it is in the best interest and for the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of Eureka Springs to make the above described transaction for the city, that an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and therefore this ordinance shall go into full force and immediate effect immediately upon its passage.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, you're on your way with that one, Mr. Allen, which brings us to our second item of business is a resolution to accept a grant for a bucket truck.
Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right, we were awarded a grant to purchase a bucket truck. Thank goodness. Our bucket truck has been, I'm not sure how long we've had it, but it's been so long it's obsolete. When they take it over to try to get it repaired, it's hard to find parts for it. And we also have concerns about the health and safety of people even using it. So we were real lucky to be able to get an application for a grant, even though it's a matching grant, but it still will give us $50,000 toward the $97,000 purchase of the grant. So I think that's kind of the summary of it. And Mr. Allen can tell us more about the trials and tribulations of the bucket truck if you're interested, or if you got any questions. Mr. Meyer?
I can attest that the bucket truck needs to be replaced.
I think it's one of those where not sure you want to go for a ride in it.
No.
You may not get back down. So, all right, can I get a motion to assign this a number and read for approval?
I make a motion that,
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Harry. Harry, go ahead.
I make a motion that we assign this resolution a number and read it for approval.
Do I have a second?
Forgive me.
Second.
All right, Mr. Meyer made the motion and Ms. Green seconded,
Well, actually, me.
or Ms.
I
Snyder.
beat her by half a second.
Any further discussion? Okay.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I missed the
Before we
first
go.
round already. Okay, so I just want to know, did they give you a date as to when this would be awarded? So my question is, will it be effective for the 2020 budget, or will this roll into
This will
2021?
be a 2020 budget item.
It'll be 2020?
Yes.
Okay, and you said the total truck is 97?
That's what it says, $97,324.
Okay, and what will happen with the old bucket truck?
We'll probably put it up for auction.
Okay, all right, thank you.
there.